And good evening. I'm Bill Hemmer in tonight for Brett Baer. President Trump is calling out the KKK and neo-Nazis by name in his latest reaction to violence after a white nationalist rally on Saturday. One person was killed when a car was driven into a crowd, and 2 state troopers died in a crash of a helicopter they were using to monitor the situation on the ground. We have Team Fox coverage. Doug McElway is live in Charlottesville, where a suspect remains in custody tonight. But we begin with correspondent Kevin Corke at the White House. And Kevin, good evening there.
Hey there, Bill. Critics slammed the president for taking too long to address the violence Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia, and for initially saying many sides were involved. Well, now some 48 hours into the biggest domestic challenge of his young presidency, Mr. Trump has made a course correction.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
In a forceful denunciation of the violence that rocked Charlottesville, Virginia over the weekend, President Trump today said racism, hatred, and bigotry have no place in America.
We must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We must rediscover the bonds of love and loyalty that bring us together as Americans.
The president's statement came after he faced harsh criticism for not responding more strongly to Saturday's clash that resulted in the death of one woman and numerous injuries. Criticism that spilled over into Monday when the CEO of pharma giant Merck, Kenneth Frazier, resigned from the president's American Manufacturing Council. Writing in a statement, as CEO of Merck and as a matter of personal conscience, I feel a responsibility to take a stand against intolerance and extremism. That drew a sharp retort from the president. Now that Ken Frazier of Merck Pharma has resigned from President's Manufacturing Council, he will have more time to lower rip-off drug prices. Frazier's decision follows a weekend that saw the president, vice president, and even first daughter Ivanka all tweet about the tragedy. But in his initial statement, the president neglected to single out white supremacists, an omission that drew a pointed rebuke from lawmakers like South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham.
These groups seem to believe they have a friend in Donald Trump in the White House. I don't know why they believe that, but they don't see me as a friend in the Senate. And I would urge the president to dissuade these groups that he's their friend.
A request that was made of the president during the campaign and ended with this response at a presidential debate.
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. I've been doing it now for 2 weeks. You're probably about the 18th person that's asked me the question.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions today called the reaction to the president's initial comments overblown, suggesting that in some corners he may never get a fair shake.
Yesterday, his own spokesman explicitly condemned by name the Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan.
That's the spokesman,
well,
not the president.
But it's the president's spokesman. I just think we're making them too much out of this.
Now, while the CEO of Merck decided to step away from the president's American Manufacturing Council, 2 other fairly big names, CEO of GE, Jeff Immelt, the chairman there, and the AFL-CIO's Richard Trumka, both say that they will remain on that committee, at least for now. Bill?
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Corke leading our coverage tonight from the White House.